Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2007 General Manager Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. We are 1 week away from the Unforgiven pay-per-view, and we need a big win this week to get us some momentum heading in towards Unforgiven. I do apologize for not doing GM mode videos for the last couple of weeks. We will be back with more GM mode going forward. So next up, of course, will be Unforgiven. We're going to do the Unforgiven pay-per-view. This time when I do Unforgiven, I might just do 3 of the 5 matches. We'll see, but we might pick out the main matches and do that. Or we'll play all 5 again and we'll just show some highlights. Speaking of highlights, that is exactly what happened on last week's episode of Raw. We had the submission match as our best matchup at a 3-star rated show. So, a lot to like there, but we also had a few run-ins with the submission curse again, screwing us over and losing one of our rivalries of Batista and Edge just before Unforgiven, which will, of course, ruin us a little bit. I believe we do have an Elimination Chamber matchup for Unforgiven, so that will be something to look forward to. So, we might have to try and build up a few of our guys, and we do have a number of our storylines going at the moment, and that should be interesting. So, even though we've lost the Batista and Edge rivalry, still all hope isn't lost, as our other rivalries will be involved in the chamber and help things out, of course. So this is what we have going on right now. We only have 7,000 in cash. We lost Mickie James last week. We had to release her to re-sign Big Show, I believe it was. So that's exactly what we're going to try and do next week. We're going to get some money back, and we're going to try and get Mickie James back. Now the question is, do you want to bring in somebody else other than Mickie James? Let me know in the comment section down below. Would you like to see somebody else other than Mickie James to be signed? Perhaps another diva, and perhaps we bring in Jillian Hall or Candice Michelle, for example. Or maybe we bring in a Gregory Helms or a Psychosis or a Mark Henry. I think William Regal's down there as well. We've got Snitsky. So here's our options. So would you like to see somebody else come into the brand rather than Mickie James? Because Mickie James, well, she's been here for a while, but she just hasn't really had much success at all, and she might never ever get there. So that's a question we're going to have to try and answer in the coming weeks. But here's our roster right now. As you can see, we've done a bit of improvement. I mean, our mid-card stars are increasing and increasing as time goes by. And I was just looking here, look at the overalls of some of our superstars, and who could we bring in that will obviously have a big impact. And you look at Mickie James's overall, got a 66 overall. I think Candice Michelle was something like 50. So obviously you would think on paper that Mickie James would have much more success in comparison to a Candice Michelle. So that's where things go a little bit difficult to decide. And you can see the overalls are just in the low 80s for the majority of these guys here. Mark Henry's got a pretty low overall, as does William Regal, which is probably why their popularity is pretty low as well. You have a pretty low popularity. You probably have a pretty low overall ranking. Will make things a little bit more difficult for you to rise up the rankings if you do have a low overall, because when you do simulate matches, you're more likely to lose, because obviously if your opponent's got a better overall than you, most likely they're going to pick up the win. So here's all the contracts we had to deal with. Do we have any more we have to deal with very soon? We've got Batista, Eddie Guerrero, was it Trish Stratus, Joy Mercury. We're going to try and re-sign all of them. So we need some cash. We need that pay-per-view to give us some of that revenue, because we're in trouble. This week, obviously, 2 promos to get some advertising revenue. We need to. Here's our rivalries we've got going on right now. So we've restarted the Batista and Edge rivalry, of course. And we have a couple of good ones going on, there's no doubt. We have a 4-week rivalry for the tag titles, which is good. Booker T and Orton are doing well with a long rivalry there, which is great. So we can keep them going and keep that rivalry looking okay before the pay-per-view, then that should give us a good rating for that matchup that they're in. So a lot to like there. There is definitely a lot to like right now. So we're going to do a tag team matchup, as of course, just to kind of fill in the blanks. This show is going to be a bit of a fill in the blanks kind of show. Obviously, we've got a lot going on to the pay-per-view, but we don't want to have our guys meet each other too much, or go one-on-one just before the pay-per-view. So we're going to try and fill in the blanks, just get them through by tag team matches or managers, or whatever way we can try and get them through with the rivalry staying intact before the pay-per-view is what we're going to try and do. That's the one thing I've always hated, and they even do it now in the new games. If they miss 1 week of their rivalry, the rivalry is over, which is kind of ridiculous. I think you should be able to just have a rivalry, and you can have that rivalry for 8 weeks and have that rivalry going for, you know, and you don't have to verse each other every week. You can have Batista versus Kurt Angle whilst he's feuding with Edge and keep the rivalry going. That's really the only one flaw that I've had with this game. And they still do it now in WWE 2K16. So that's probably the one big issue that I've had. It's a shame because I would have liked to have, you know, have a little bit more freedom, and obviously it creates a lot more variety as well, especially for you guys watching now. If we had more variety, we could definitely make the shows a little bit more interesting, but no, it is what it is. So we only have a few guys left over that don't have rivalries right now. We're just going to throw Rob Van Dam and Nitro together because they're two guys that don't have anything going on. And if we throw them two together, look, if they have a match here on Raw, they might get a bit better of an increase. Maybe they have another match in the next couple of weeks as well. You know, their rivalry will help them out, and they might get a bit of a bump up to their match rather than just a standard, you know, matchup that probably will get 2.5, 3 stars. Maybe it might bump it up to a definite 3 or a 3.5. So that's something we can focus on there. But, you know, we obviously, Rob Van Dam and Nitro are probably two of our kickers right now. Two guys we can just rely to fill in the blanks and just rely on them to fill a spot. So that's not what we want to do with Rob Van Dam. Obviously, we want to have Rob Van Dam be very successful throughout the series and get him positioned to be a world champion at some point. But we just have nothing for him right now because the other top guys are all locked up. So RVD kind of misses out a little bit. So that's why we're going for the random feud, I guess you could say, with Johnny Nitro. So we had the tag team match, and now we're going to do our tag team rivalry. It won't be a tag team matchup, but it'll be Chavo Guerrero, who will have Eddie Guerrero in his corner. He'll go one-on-one with the Big Show. And we're going to have some of our matches going on here. So Van Dam obviously in a rivalry with Nitro, so we're going to have him versus Nitro. And actually, we've got Joey Mercury there. We might have to change that. But anyways, we'll keep going ahead, and we'll have to do JBL and Matt Hardy, unfortunately, because, well, we just don't have anything for him, really. You know, anything else to do. I've got RVD in a tag team matchup down there as well. So we're going to change this because we don't want to have any double up. So we'll change this. We'll put our women in there, and we'll go Melina and Lita one-on-one. I think we did put them in a rivalry a moment ago. I'm not quite 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure we probably did. And that'll leave Joey Mercury available. We can change that up so we don't have JBL Matt Hardy again. So that works out okay. So that's the card for this week's show. I know I did miss out one of those matches, but we did have a little bit of an issue kind of getting it all done. We had to kind of mess around a little bit, but we got there in the end. So that's the card for this week. So we're going to go ahead and focus on our tag team rivalry this week. So we're going to see who we're going to play as. No idea. We'll just pick somebody, and we'll focus on how they're going. We haven't really focused on our tag team rivalry for a while, so let's go see how Chavo is faring against the Big Show. Alrighty, here we go with our matchup here tonight. It is going to be Chavo Guerrero. He'll have Eddie Guerrero in his corner, taking on Big Show. Obviously, huge size differential will probably be the big talking point of this one. But the Los Guerrero has been looking pretty good. They are the number 1 contenders for the tag team titles at this point. And I would have to say they're pretty likely to get the job done. They've obviously known each other for a long time. Great chemistry, and I think they're doing pretty well for themselves. We'll see how they fare here tonight. But obviously a big challenge, and that's certainly, the pun is intended, very big in terms of size because it is the Big Show. And he'll be taking on Chavo tonight, but when you talk about Unforgiven, when these two teams meet, you add in Kane as well. Two absolute monsters versus Eddie and Chavo, who are two ring technicians. It'll be a very interesting matchup. No doubt about that. It should be good viewing, no doubt. So Kane and Big Show versus Chavo and Eddie at Unforgiven. Tonight, it'll just be Chavo and Big Show getting us underway. You can see right there as those two stood right in front of each other. The size difference was unbelievable. Chavo right now trying to take down the Big Show. He does with the uppercut, but those rights and lefts before were doing absolutely nothing to the big man. So Chavo probably learning quite quickly the difference between the two of them right now. But Chavo, you can see it's going to be tough to deal with Big Show. And he's going to have to deal with Kane as well. at Unforgiven, which is going to be a hell of a show, no doubt about that. We have a big Elimination Chamber clash, which obviously I'm not sure if we'll be able to do a title match for that, because quite often the contendership thing always messes around and you can't have a title on the line, because quite often only 4 or 5 men can be involved in the world title contendership. So yeah, it's a little messy like that. So I'm not exactly sure if we can turn that off or anything like that, and we'll be able to do a title match. Hopefully that is the case. I wouldn't mind, you know, perhaps having well, let's see what we could do. Maybe Batista and Edge, Cena and Angle. Then maybe throwing in Booker T and Randy Orton in there, because obviously they have a big rivalry going on as well. So that might grant us a 5-star matchup. So that would be the goal. And if not, I guess obviously you take away Orton and Booker T as out of that, and you still might get a good 3.5-star matchup elsewhere. So that's the thing as well. You have to kind of consider: do you want to put all your eggs in one basket, or you want to try and spread it around a little bit to try and get a good show overall, rather than trying to go for that one great match? Obviously, we have Rob Van Dam as well, high popularity. We can insert him into the chamber, and that will help our cause out, no doubt about that. So we have to kind of think about that as a few choices we need to make, but obviously it will depend on if we can have the title on the line. If not, well, we can just have any freedom, I suppose, put whoever we want in the match. But it would be nice to use a few different guys. We haven't really used Booker T or Randy in that top position yet, so that's something we can think about. Obviously, Matt Hardy versus JBL as well for the Intercontinental Championship will be one of our other featured matchups. And probably Trish and Tori one-on-one for the Women's Championship as well. And this matchup, the tag title matchup, and we'll have one more match to fill there, so we'll try and get that all filled up. So that should be a good show, no doubt about that. Like I said, we might just show maybe 3 of those matches on the Unforgiven episode, which will be next, because, you know, I don't think it's really necessary for us to do an entire hour-long episode. I think we'll just either highlight all the matches and show bits and pieces of each, or we'll just showcase 3 of them. So I'll make up my mind, and I'll obviously you'll see in the next episode. Chavo right now has a submission on the Big Show, and he's ignoring the rope break right now, trying to get that hold on for as long as he possibly can to keep the Big Show worn down, because at the moment Chavo's trying everything he can, and he just can't quite put the Big Show away. He just can't keep him down. Big Show just keeps on going. Chavo trying for a big kick to the midsection. Didn't quite work out that way, and sent over the top rope there by the Big Show. Well, trouble now for Chavo. Eddie Guerrero coming around. He might get his hands on Big Show. Here comes Kane. Chavo saw Kane coming, and he had to get the hell out of there. Eddie Guerrero coming after Big Show. And Kane with the clothesline there on Eddie. Wow, that was deadly there. And now Big Show back into the ring. Chavo went for the knee, missing. And went for a drop kick. More a sliding drop kick onto the legs. It didn't quite work out for him. Now going for the abdominal stretch on the Big Show. And Big Show wasn't having any of it, getting out of the hole pretty quickly. Chavo, he's looking at him. He's just trying everything right now. He's just trying to kick the Big Show, trying just to strike and hurt the Big Show, but it's really having no effect at all. The big man is just able just to take those shots and really laugh at Chavo. That's all it really is right now. Chavo just can't get himself going here. Big Show just too big, too tough, too strong. Trouble now. No, Chavo converts it into a DDT. I thought he was in trouble. Chavo's okay. Now has a side headlock applied and just rakes the neck of Big Show and releases the hold. Now hook of the leg. No, he's just going to go for the cover. Doesn't hook the leg at all. Big Show close. But wow. Just launching Chavo to the other side of the ring. Chavo didn't really have a great cover on at all. And gets a counter too. It's a close too, but Big Show kicked out with as much authority as I think you possibly can have. Big Show just absolutely destroying him. And now Big Show has a hold on. And this is trouble now for Chavo. Big Show releasing it. But Chavo so far is just struggling to really gain any momentum here. Every time Chavo's starting to build up something, Big Show just keeps him down, keeps him out of the equation. Chavo, attempted dropkick. Big Show getting out of the way. Ducks underneath that one. Big Show with a couple of elbow strikes to the head of Chavo. Big Show coming after Chavo. And this time connects with that clothesline. Well, I think Chavo's in trouble here. Real trouble. Big Show now has a hold of Chavo and turns into a half crab. Big Show may make Chavo tap out right here. Chavo, though, able to stay in it. And Big Show wants to try and put Chavo away. Chavo desperate to try and stay in it. Oh, look at the weight of the Big Show over the back of Chavo. Chavo might be out of it. It might be over right now. Big Show rolls over Chavo. The cover hooks the leg and Chavo cannot kick out. Well, you talk about dominant victories. That is exactly what the Big Show produced there tonight. An impressive win. And Kane can raise the arm of his tag team partner. They will pick up a great, important victory and lots of momentum heading in towards Unforgiven. They needed that victory. Chavo Guerrero getting a bit of a reality check. And how will he fare when he has to deal with Kane and Big Show at Unforgiven? Yes, he'll have Eddie Guerrero with him, but geez, I tell you what, it's going to be tough for those two to win those tag team titles. But they'll get their chance at Unforgiven. So let's go check out the rest of the results tonight. Joey Mercury picked up a surprise victory over JBL. Melina defeated Lita. Johnny Nitro and Booker T, they knocked off RVD and Randy Orton. Tori Wilson gets the win over Trish Stratus. And Edge and Kurt Angle managed to defeat John Cena and Batista. So, well, there you go. Just before Unforgiven, things are getting a little bit interesting, aren't they? So, Unforgiven is next up. And unfortunately, we couldn't get the momentum heading in. Oh, 130,000. That's rough. That's a tough loss. That sucks. That's a big blow. There's no doubt about that. We've had a pretty big lead for a while now, and things have been working out pretty well for us. But just to lose so many viewers just before our pay-per-view is not what we wanted. Only a 2.5-star rated show. We had a great main event. Our featured matchup today was 3-star rated. And women's match did okay, but the Booker T, Orton, and Van Dam and Nitro match really didn't do very well, which is a little surprising. I thought that would have did a little bit better. SmackDown just had a solid show up throughout the board, really. So it was a good effort from them, no doubt. But we have a few contracts expiring. Elimination Chamber is our main event. So it would be good to have anyone who got a bit of fatigue to be in this match because a sidelining injury may occur. No doubt, I mean, Elimination Chamber can be really the home of injuries. So we've tried to rest up our guys the last few weeks. We've had a couple of extreme matches, yes, but obviously this week we tried to avoid that to rest everyone up. We have $500,000 to spend here. We're able to get Batista re-signed, Eddie Guerrero. I think that's going to be it. I think we'll be able to sign 2 of them. We've got to get Trish back. Yeah, that's not happening. And also Joey Mercury. So I don't know if we can re-sign them after Unforgiven. I'm hoping that's the case. I really, really am, because I'm hoping we can have Unforgiven, get some money from that show, then have our episode of Raw and still be able to sign them. I think we should be able to. Fingers crossed we can. Otherwise we're in trouble, aren't we? We're going to lose a couple of our superstars again. So anyways, this is the lead we have right now. Currently 500,000 viewers. It is closing that gap, but hopefully Unforgiven can extend the lead for us and help us out towards the end of the year. Guys, thank you so much again for joining us for another episode of GMO. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like on the video. The more likes we get, the more episodes you'll see in the future. Thanks guys for watching. See you next time.